Hola, welcome to my channel. I'm Queen Vic, a 20 plus year flight attendant with the industry. And with that said, I felt like I really needed to contribute my 9/11 story. So I tried not to cry in this video, but I couldn't help it. So here's my account of 9/11 for me when I was a new hire flight attendant. Two things occurred to me. First, actually my mom, I don't know, a couple weeks ago was asking if I wanted to go to a family friend's party and gave me the date. And I really didn't think about the date. She just said it's Saturday in a couple of weeks. And it's like a knee-jerk reaction. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I mean, I knew I was in town. I just didn't know I could go. And my mom asked me again and she's like, why are you hesitant to go? I'm like, that's September 11th. And I don't know if this is like PTSD from that day from being a flight attendant in the industry at that time, but I was like, I can't commit to that day. And I think probably a lot of us feel that way. It's kind of either a day that I don't know if I want to be really social that day. Another thing that occurred to me was that I just released this vlog like a couple of days before 9/11, and one of the first things I say in it is that I'm a 20 plus year flight attendant. If you're new to my channel, I'm a 20 plus year flight attendant. And how can I start a vlog over again and not vlog on 9/11, the 20th year anniversary? So I kind of just broke out my my old scrapbook. I mean, because I was taking pictures with the camera back then in 2001. My phone at the time, it just had like it was a flip phone. It was only a flip because it had a plastic cover that protected the keys, and it did have a little antenna you brought up for better service. I didn't have a camera in that phone. I forgot I even had any pictures, anything, which I don't know. I don't know if I want to cry or smile. I mean, I look like a baby, first of all. I mean, I have, this page is my schedule. So I landed that morning. Here it says 11 September 2001 at 06:13. That's 6:13 a.m. I had landed from Sao Paulo. And I don't know, this is hard. I know that every time back in the day, now we have an app for our schedule at work, but when I got off a plane, I would go to the computer and I would print up my schedule just, you know, just to remind myself, see what I have for the next day if something changed. So I just printed this up, and who knew this would be so special? Because it shows that, yep, that I got in from Sao Paulo, and I went home, and of course you're exhausted. I've been flying all night. I was asleep and my roommate came in. I lived in Kew Gardens, and I had a few roommates, you know, kind of knocked on my door. He came in, and I remember him saying, Victoria, listen, there's a plane that just went down in Manhattan, and I'm so tired. I was just thinking, oh, because there's so many planes that fly around Manhattan. I was thinking maybe like a small private plane, which is absolutely horrible, but I thought, why are you waking me up? I mean, that's horrible, but why are you waking me up? I'll learn about this when I get up. And he said, I believe this is an American Airlines plane. And I was like, what? How that doesn't even, I just did not even, I'm like, how is that possible? And then my cell phone rings, my antiquated cell phone rings, and it's my friend Kelly who says, hey, Victoria, I'm on my way. I just got in a cab to go to JFK. There's an airplane that just went into the Twin Towers. And of course I'm like, is this a nightmare? I have no idea what both of you are talking about. He's like, should I go to the airport? I don't know what to do. I said, no, I think you should just come to my house. Because now at this point I could see the television, and I knew it was something really, really bad. And he said, I'm afraid I may get in trouble if I don't go to the airport for my trip this morning. I said, Kelly, I think you need to stay away from the airport. Please just tell the driver to bring you here. He's like, I can see all this smoke. He was coming from Brooklyn. Of course, they went on the BQE expressway, and both the driver and he were like, what in the world is happening? And I just sat there in awe. I don't even remember much of the second plane. I couldn't believe this was happening. And I remembered we could walk outside our door in Queens, and you could smell the smoke. You could smell the smell of jet fuel. We know that smell so well, and it just was the strangest. It was just all this smoke bellowing from the direction of the city, and it's like, this can't be happening, and it was truly, it was happening. And I don't know, I don't feel like my story is particularly special, except that I was a working flight attendant at that time, and it's something that we all kind of I guess, compartmentalize a little bit as flight attendants. I think we just have to put it away, and maybe we open it up this time of year to think about, but I really didn't want to cry on this vlog. But I'm really happy to have these pictures, even though I don't know why we're smiling. We went that next day to the city. We just took the train to the city, my friend Kelly and another girlfriend of mine. And we just sort of were like, is this still not, maybe it's still not happening. Maybe we should just go to the city, and I don't know. And we went all the way down there, and it was mayhem and dust, soot everywhere, ash. I don't know quite how to explain my memories, but we just sort of walked around in a daze and looked around. And it's a funny thing, we hadn't hired flight attendants in years after that, and there is something about knowing that you've been working over a certain period of time, and with crews of anybody, it doesn't matter. I could be commuting home on another airline, and when you ask like what your class number is or what year did you start, there's always a knowing glance that you give each other that you just know you've been through that. I went on, my notes here, on September 13th, 2001. My crew for JFK, Sao Paulo. I went back to Sao Paulo. I was the only girl, and I remember my friends and my mom saying, are you sure you want to go out? I mean, so close to this happening. And I remember thinking, I don't want this to scare me. That's the whole point of terrorism, is to be afraid. And it was sort of the only pushback I could do to something this grand. I remember thinking, the snake doesn't bite twice in the same place. I really didn't feel like anything would happen to that magnitude, but thank God I was right. And I worked that trip, and I'll never forget it. Anyway, that's kind of my story of 9/11. Not that special, but definitely a fascinating time for the airline. Okay, sorry I cried so much in this vlog. We still have to celebrate and rejoice in the people that were a part of it, and I guess try not to be sad and just remember them in the best light. So that's my story.